To continue that, I'm going to give you demonstration on one thing for all the smiling coders. For a data analytics, for a pro data analytics, you should understand how to do a batch processing and real-time processing. So I'm going to demonstrate an example of batch processing in real world. Are you guys ready? Okay. So example of real-time batch processing. In real-time batch processing, I will show an example in LinkedIn. Okay, carefully see. A real-time processing in LinkedIn. That is not batch processing, it's a normal real-time processing. Real-time processing in LinkedIn, how it's happening. For example, if you post some, if you do a post in LinkedIn, or if you try to like, or if you try to comment, okay. So the real-time processing in LinkedIn is happening with a component called Apache Kafka. So they are streaming every event, that is post, they will stream. They will, any post, like or comment, they will stream that as events. Okay. And they use Flink to process that user events, and they store that whatever the events data in the feed cache. So if your post, you post, your follower sees immediately. You like a post, your like updates in 1 second. You get notified something you mention instantly. So this all happens in your LinkedIn in just a fraction of, almost you can say this is happening for you in LinkedIn in a fraction of time. It's in seconds it's happening. So in your data analytics part, the real-time processing is the important key factor of for any core developer that you have to understand. Okay. So that is the real-time processing. So coming to next is batch processing. So batch processing also I have mentioned, but batch processing I will demonstrate it. But before that, for a pro data analytics, so his daily job will be more working on ETL. Okay, ETL is extract, transform, load, right? So why we work on ETL is in real time, maximum we work on ETL processing, because in ETL, we try to source data from database, we extract some columns, and we transform the data and we load into new database. So ETL is one of the important processes we follow in real world, right? So that is something very, very important. ETL is the most important. So example of ETL is that you get a source data from somewhere, that can be anywhere, and you transform it to another database. Okay, because your source is from one database, you transform it. For example, your source has one column, that is ID, and you transform to two columns, so ID and value. Yes, because your expectation is that, so you are doing that transformation. So that is ETL transformation. So ETL transformation is one which is happening in your real worlds oftenly. Okay. So this is how real world examples are happening. So okay, I'll give an example. ETL, it is happening in LinkedIn. How it is happening? If anyone asks me how in LinkedIn ETL is happening, Venkatesh, can you tell me in LinkedIn ETL is happening or not? Yes. In LinkedIn, you will see a lot of ETL processing is happening. For example, if I am giving you an example in ETL, so when any kind of job seeker is there, if his job seeker is, if they are posting any job, they will try to store that details in the about the job. When you apply, then they will try to transform that data and then store it. So in ETL is in LinkedIn, it's happening when you are doing some job applying or posting. It is happening. Is it happening internally? Because you are trying to do applying there. So in LinkedIn, it is happening. ETL process is happening. So because ETL is happening, because ETL, it's actually if you are hiring anything in LinkedIn, especially if they're, suppose they're doing some job post on LinkedIn, so they'll put some cities, top cities in anywhere. So the skills you see in the LinkedIn job post, that one. But ETL, it's not that recruiters will search profile by keywords, right? So that time what will happen? The content creators will be there in data engineering. They will get that. So that is how they transform your data from the databases, and then they load all your informations and all, because you don't have to worry about actual real production, but you have to understand only the use cases there. Okay, so that is one thing you can talk about ETL part. So then okay, so the next part I will discuss here is that this is a roadmap. I'm talking about the roadmap that you have to get to understand the actual real production. So this is a real production that anyone has to understand or crack a data analytics thing. If you want to crack a real problem in data analytics, you have to be good at one. The core part is your project domain, and then you are to be good at your SQL, and then you have to be good at a tool, a Power BI or Tableau, and then post that you have to be good at system design understanding. That is system design understanding for real-time processing and batch processing. Then post that you have to understand what type of production issues we get, and then you have to understand about the ETL thing, especially that is a business logic we write. And now we are talking about the what type of testing they do, what are the statistical models and algorithms they use in the real production. So it's regarding this, I will take you some inputs here. So you can ask me here, for instance, for example, I'm taking, for example, if you go to your Instagram, okay, if you are posting something, so the past likes, comments, saves, or in YouTube also. If someone is seeing your past likes or comments, so the content type preferences, that is photos, videos, or anything, the time of that whatever it is. So if you often like cooking videos at night, Instagram ranks them higher, right? So that is called feeding rank. So it means Instagram has done a kind of a statistical and algorithms for us, because if you like cooking videos, you'll start recommending more cooking videos. So it means that is called feed ranking. That is, it's a deep learning algorithm models. They do ranking models, they use it, and they check the past interaction, what you like, what you comment, what type of content you hooks, that is photo, videos, what type of use, what is your time, how do you what device you use, what are the scroll speed you do. This is how they will analyze. Okay, so for instance, in real production in a company, when you go for a data analyst, they'll ask you your experience with statistical models and algorithm, because they'll check for any real problem. They will see whether you know the purpose and which algorithm to use, because for feed ranking, it's to personalize a content display. For Reels recommendation, it's to short form video discovery, right? For hashtag trends also, we have to detect trending topics. So for every purpose, there is a specific algorithms used here. If you take an Instagram example, I'm showing Instagram because there is an engagement scoring algorithm, graph algorithms. There is a prediction with different trees or whatever it is. So you can see that they are actually doing your purpose. They are driving your purposes. Okay, so this will happen only the moment you understand how to drive analytics with respect to cleaning, with respect to transformation, with respect to all the aspects. Once you are clear about that, then only you will be able to fully do this. Okay, so that is the whole idea here. So any questions here, guys? Any smiling photos? Any questions here? Hello. Okay, so I would basically help you to understand some